Good morning. I'm using the right camera. I have another one to cover it up. Uh, this guy here, I don't know if some of you may recognize him. John Paul Jackson. This was filmed in 2008. Um, Released in 2008. It might have been. No, it was filmed in 2008. It says down there. Released in 2008. Okay, so might even call this the last great prophet of God, because that's what I believe this man was. This video, I'm gonna put a link to this whole video. So he's went home to be with the Lord probably 10 years ago or more. Great man, great guy. I didn't discover him till after he had went home. Uh, in this video, I'll put a link to this video, The Coming Perfect Storm. It says filmed in 2008. It talks about stuff that won't happen for 10 years. Some of that stuff is just now starting to happen. So it's been 15 years from when he filmed it. So it had been 10. Some of it started, um, and you'll see he was right about a lot. He predicted COVID. He didn't call it COVID, it's a plague. Um, what else? It's a major thing, major storms. It's either Katrina or one of the other ones. Talks about the base being over a mile wide, the Mississippi River flowing backwards, and that just happened a few years ago. Uh, but he talks about some other stuff. An earthquake coming in the Midwest, a giant earthquake coming to the Midwest. I'm in the Midwest, and I'm too close to is it the Madrid Falls than I want to be. But um, we'll see what happens. There'll be one out. They said that one would likely come before one came out, east or west. Talks about some more stuff. I'm going to talk about some stuff. Uh, Sadly, only the Epoch Times, me, and some people that have called the tinfoil hat brigade or conspiracy theorist or whatever are talking about the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast has 2 patents already. Uh, I'll put a link to this video. Um, I think this one is one of the ones I can share for free. I can get like a 6 month online subscription for like $1 or something for first join. I'm not trying to sell you one or anything, but this video should be free. So if I like it, this is what I'm gonna tell you. It says the Epic Times, they are actually one of the only, or if not the only, news source out there telling you the truth, telling you what's going on. And in this, they'll let you know Homeland Security has bought the second patent on this. I say second because Bill Gates owns the first one. I can't even say it in the video. I got shut down for a couple weeks for saying it. So that ought to tell you something. The only thing they'll shut you down for is around election time, to tell the truth, or um, talk about this. And if you give away the number, so just Google 666 Bill Gates and patent number, and it'll probably come up. It's got like a WO in it, which I imagine is World Order, in 2020. That's how it starts. And then pretty much after that, it's just the mark of the beast. It's just 666. Only there's some zeros in the middle of it. So we'll see if this makes it through. Um, I'll play just a little bit of this video so you guys don't think they already think I'm nuts. This is actually what it is.
Let me start off here, folks. So Reuters has this story, and this is a fact check. I want to be smart and what they're doing with this, and I'm not joking. This is actually what it is. Let me start off here, folks. So Reuters has this.
Let me show you a little bit.
It has a huge death rate over the course of a few decades. Folks, wild day today, so buckle in and get started.
Sorry.
Let's start off with the Luciferi's mark and what they're doing with this, and I'm not joking. This is actually what it is. let me start off here, folks. So Reuters has this story, and this is a fact check. I want to start off by showing you why they're claiming it's fake, and how they're claiming it's fake, and how they're actually making it look like they're claiming it's fake, but actually they're not. It's Let me explain. Let me show you this first. This is Reuters here, and it says fact check: unfounded conspiracy claims about Department of Homeland Security and Luciferase. Now, if you were to read this fact check headline, you would assume there's an unfounded conspiracy theory that
Sorry, I'm gonna go full screen. Yeah, since I'm
this
recording.
Department of Homeland Security is planning on giving people marks with this Luciferase substance, that they are patenting it. If you read the actual fact check, you'll find that's not actually the case. That's not actually what's going on here. And it says this: social media users are claiming that a patent for fusion proteins containing luciferase filed by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is proof, and that the department is planning to use COVID-19 vaccines as the mark of the beast.
That's not what's going to happen.
That's actually what they're fact checking here. And it says verdict
it's going to be the tracking
misleading.
System. Monetary
The
slash
fact check
monetary
says that's
system.
misleading. And why is
one
that?
thing.
They say because the Department of Homeland Security did, as in they actually did it. They applied for a patent for fusion proteins containing luciferase, but it is not related to the fallen angel Lucifer.
No, they named it after him. It's got
Not even
666 on the
joking.
patent.
That is how Reuters is claiming this story is like not true. They're claiming that okay, the Department of Homeland Security did in fact file a patent for a substance called luciferase. Um, the Department of Homeland Security is in fact doing this, but it's false because luciferase has nothing to do with the fallen angel Lucifer. That's literally what Reuters is saying in their fact check. I'm not even joking.
Now,
That's
this is
what Reuters
different
is saying
from
in
the
their
Bill
fact
Gates
check.
patent, slightly.
In other words, folks,
Bill
they're
Gates
claiming
invented
that it's
Lucifer.
false to claim that this is, the fulfilling of a prophecy around the Bible and the idea of the mark of the beast, which, as we know, the Bible, the book of Revelations, they talk about how in the end days people were given this mark that will be the mark of the beast, and it's going to determine what.
I'm going to pause this right here because he's talking about it. Now, what it is, what the Bill Gates thing is, go read the patent. It is because I don't know if you can still get those. I mean, I wish. And they've been pulled. I wish I would have downloaded them. What I'm talking about, I've seen the commercials for this. They already made commercials for it. Why you need it? It's kind of like the Iowa woman running and she falls down, and her hand and a thing. You can scan it with your phone. There'll be an app with a phone, and you'll be able to doctor or whatever. They'll scan it. Of course, in like the commercial, of course, the information's coming out like it's 3D, like it's futuristic. Okay, he filed for this patent in 2019. It's been 4 years now. You better know. Okay, so then this is also something you need to know about Bill Gates. He is the largest owner of farmland in the United States. You need to check into that. I don't. Is he growing any food on this? I doubt it. Because he wants to save the earth. He's climatologist, and he is like Satan's number 3 guy or something. He's up there. Only like Obama is above him. Obama and whoever else. It's like the unholy trinity. It would be Satan, Obama, Bill Gates, many Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, many head demons are in there. Okay, the WOTUS Act. Look at the WOTUS Act. I'm ashamed to say my home state senator brought it before the Senate. Mike Braun, not going to run for governor. You'll never be governor of the state once people find out you're trying to help bring in the mark of the beast. The WOTUS Act. They rewrote the rights of the Water Act. I haven't tore it apart yet, but basically, I already know what it's going to mean. The United States government now owns all water. Just like the food, they're trying to make Obama already passed a law that you cannot grow food in your own backyard. They're just not implementing the law yet. They're not enforcing it. They're not enforcing the law. It's already on the books. Go look it up. Water, government now owns all your water. The John Paul Jackson video where I was showing you, he talks about water in some cities will cost more than gasoline per gallon. And it hasn't happened yet, so that's coming up. But now that the government owns all water, guess what's going to happen to the price of water? And now that since a few guys have nailed down the water engine where you can convert water to any gasoline engine can run off water, well, hydrogen, the water converts to hydrogen, and powders. And guy in the 70s had it nailed, Stan Myers, but now they just got like a little powder that uh, is an activator. And like almost, I can make one in the garage. So anybody could be able to make their own fuel system with a little bit of mechanical abilities in a YouTube video, and then another one, uh, the little generators that, and I've made one. They work. I had my own patent on one that ran out for a while, different design, but now there's better designs. You run a permanent magnet alternator off a smaller motor or bigger motor. Once they start going, eternal energy until like the bearings or something goes out of those. You can run those forever. You can scale them up, run enough. You can run your house. You will not be reliable on anybody for electricity. Use water to run your car, your lawnmower, your motorcycle, your dirt bike, whatever. Zero emissions. Uh, Government knows about this. Government owns the patent. The government had the guy killed for. I know you think. I would think, man, the government would never do that. To quote David Icke, he's one of the head conspiracy guys in England. Started by he's actually very smart, but we disagree on religion, but a lot of things he and his books are reality. So what was I going to say? Yeah, what David Icke. But to quote David Icke, what he says is, no, what you mean is you would not do that. You would not put poison in the city's water, fluoride. Do you know fluoride is so dangerous it has to be shipped separate? It's called sodium. So it has to be shipped all by itself in metal containers, labeled, minimum of two people handling it. Has to be flown in or where by itself. So dangerous, can't be near any other chemicals. But don't worry, the United States government and your water company, go to their website, look at what they put in their water. I go to my water company's website and they even tell you they put it in their water. Do you know why they put it in their water? To whiten your teeth. Since when does an energy company care about if your teeth are white or if you have any? They don't. They care about profit. They care about bottom line. They care about worshiping Satan. That's what they care about. Um, no, I can't say that. Okay, I don't want to judge people's hearts. Maybe Christian companies out there, whatever. But if you're putting poison in the water, you're not a Christian company. If you, like with Jimmy Carter at hospice, mom's talking about Jimmy Carter. She thought he was a Christian. I said, no, mom, he's a Democrat. So it's like not that. I said, well, not that a Democrat couldn't be a Christian, but yeah, it's kind of an oxymoron. You can't vote to murder children in the womb and be a Christian. It's not. You haven't. I'm sorry, but you haven't read this. You haven't read this, or it's not inside you, or you are not a Christian if you believe that. And you probably are looking forward to Easter coming up, and then Halloween after that. And neither of those are in the Bible. And somebody who, me, I'm talking about, who came from a metaphysical background, who went to psychic church, who went, I know about all that stuff. It's all evil. Okay, Easter is celebrating the pagan uh, god of fertility. That's what the bunny is. You say, oh, it's just for the children. Oh, well, just offering up your children to a pagan god is no big deal to you, then by all means go have an Easter egg hunt, because that's what you're doing. And if by selling your children to Satan, by going to beg for candies from strangers and then dressing them up in a new identity, which I don't care if it's Little Red Riding Hood but it's probably going to be some Harry Potter character or some other witch, because go walk down the toy aisle of Walmart, Target, anywhere that sells toys right now, it's witchcraft. Literally, you will find witchcraft. You'll find it spelled different ways. Witchcraft the game, witchcraft cards, witchcraft spelled different. Magic spelled with a J instead of a G. Ouija boards. You're going to find Ouija boards down the toy aisle. You're going to find tarot cards down the toy aisle. You're going to find Satan in your toy aisle. Well, I give Satan too much credit. It's demonic because, like I said, I came from a different background to Christianity. Say among the demons and the other thing, they do not accept Satan as the number one spirit because he's not God. He's number one. Uh, and God is a God. Satan is just a fallen angel. He has no more rank or power than the rest of the fallen angels. So you actually have a third of the kingdom, a lot of them fighting amongst themselves right now because they do not recognize Satan as the boss. And when I was going to hell, I wouldn't recognize Satan as the boss. I was going to be the boss when I got to hell. And that's how his whole kingdom is. His whole kingdom is divided. Um, so when you see other demons like Baal, Asherah, nobody's talking about Asherah right now. Other than where I've seen online, people claim, oh, Asherah was God's wife. No, Asherah was a little wooden uh, demon with big large chest area, and she's holding her chest. And God said no to go to destroy those, and it's usually her idols are with the Baal idols. They're together. I don't know why no one is addressing the Shira spirit. Probably because it's also a racist spirit, I imagine. Um, but yeah, you need to prepare good food. What if Jesus doesn't come back and save you like all the TV preachers told you? Um, that Jesus would just come back and we wouldn't have to deal with any of this. Well, let's do a
Whether
little.
people are persecuted or not by this evil regime. A lot of people I know.
I'll leave a link to this. You can watch this. Uh, let's go do a quick little Bible study. Let's see what Matthew 24:9 says, because all the preachers always stop at 24:8. 24:9, Jesus said this. I'm going to show you. The scripture of the day, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. Now there is, and that's good news. There is good news. Oh man, new international version. Let's get out of this. Or not included version. New King James version is where we need to be. Well, that's just what I like to read. Use whatever you want. I wouldn't use NIV though, the not included version. They scriptures disappearing all the time. How to cast out devils, stuff like that. Oh, it's conveniently it's been taken out. Okay. So the sign of the times of the end of the age. When Jesus comes back. Jesus answers them. For nation will rise against. I'm gonna go down to 7. Nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines, pestilences, earthquakes in various places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then we're going to go to verse 9. It's going to be new to a lot of you because no preacher I have ever been to his church or online will touch this because then they can't answer the questions that come with it. Verse 9. Then they will deliver you up to tribulation and kill you. You will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will be offended, will betray one another, and will hate one another. Then many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. That's been fulfilled. I had my own stony heart to deal with, and it's because of the shape of the world of people. But he who endures to the end shall be saved. And the gospel of the kingdom will be preached into all the world as a witness to all nations. And then the end will come. Um, I live in the United States. If you live in the United States, please listen to me. What I have to say right now. Other countries, Africa, are sending missions to our country now. Did you hear that? In the United States, other countries are sending missions to our country now to preach the gospel because we didn't do it. In the 80s, and before that, we were the number one country for evangelism to spread out to the world. Now other countries have to come here and preach the gospel. I would dare to say probably 95% of the United States is pagan and unsaved. And you'll have to look at how they live, and you'll have to look at the holidays they celebrate. Do you celebrate Easter? Do you have Easter egg hunts with your kids? Do you have tattoos? Do you have. I'm not going to judge you for the tattoo thing. Uh, the worshiping other gods thing, you may want to look into. God takes it pretty serious. First commandment, I'm not trying to judge anybody on the small little things. Serving other gods, I will have to interject on. And that's Easter. It's not in your Bible. As a Christian, we celebrate Passover and Resurrection Sunday. We do not celebrate Easter. Easter is pagan. Look it up. Go do your own search on it. I don't care if the Catholic Church, I don't care what church tells you it's okay. It's pagan. It's not okay. You might as well go in your bedroom, bow down to Lucifer, and worship him. You're doing the same thing. Same thing. On both holidays. Halloween, Easter. You take your kids Easter egg hunting, you take your kids Halloween bagging around your neighborhoods. You might as well just take them to the altar in your backyard or whatever. Bow down, worship them to Satan. So just deliver them, hand them over, give them the keys. Here's my child. That's what you're doing. Sorry to be so harsh about it, but that's what you're doing. So this, please go watch this, see what's coming. They will use one of these great catastrophes to bring in this, and with, where I had that open window. No, there. Okay, those free. Then we'll use that to bring in this. Something. Whatever. They'll use an earthquake, they haven't backed off of the COVID thing. They still want you to go down and get your fifth or sixth thing now. Even though the CDC's already come out and told you that everything you've heard bad about it is true. The CDC's even admitted that. Wait, we gotta go somewhere else. Sorry. I'm sorry, there is good news to all this. So yeah, then Jesus comes back. Jesus, the holy city falls. Jesus' bride. You read that. The bride of Christ is the holy city that falls. That's the marriage feast. We are the wedding guests. We are friends of the bridegroom. I'm sorry to tell you, you're not the bride. The holy city with 12 foundations and streets of gold and walls and the 12 gates, and that is the Christ bride. We are blessed enough to be guests to that wedding. There will be food. You'll beat your swords into plowshares, and we'll be live with Jesus in physical bodies for 1,000 years. We will grow food. Um, we will eat at the wedding feast. We will. Um, there will be children. There will be children and old men. Um, the uh, mentioned a lot in the Bible, though. What goes on in the holy city? Let's see. And I can never. This thing's still shadow banned. I'm gonna have to show you this video. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I gotta switch accounts because I got saved in my other account. Sorry, I didn't know I was going here. I would have had it ready. This is a video called Crimes or Cover-Ups, Crimes and Cover-Ups. Blaze TV. Glenn Beck took him like over a year to do the research. Come on. Sorry. Still waiting up there. Still waiting there. Wait. I got a quick link to here somewhere. Let's see. We got bam. There we go. Anyway, we're headed there. Looks like this. Crimes and cover-ups. That's a picture of the Dr. Death, Fauci. He's German. His last name in German actually does mean death. So he is literally Dr. Death. I have some documents you can get.
Right here, published in 2020, and it's all about the SARS-CoV in transgenic mice. What's weird about this is this work, the paper came out in 2020, but the work was conducted in the summer of 2019, and it is exactly the kind of work that Dr. Shi was working on.
Yeah, he goes through this, and you might be interested to find out. And you can go. He had a website where you can go get the paperwork that goes with this. But you might be interested to know that the NIH has owned 50% of the Moderna vaccine since 2015. And sorry, my dog's waking up. And who is it? Peter Daszak, who worked for Dr. Fauci and Obama, printed a paper in a medical journal or magazine about a new bat coronavirus, Frankenstein virus. And then here's like a week or 2 weeks later, they buy the worthless vaccine. And you can get the copy to all that information linked in that 2015. And why does our government own 50% of this thing that they're mandating you go get? Even though it's free and you can go get it. At one time, you could get a $100 gift certificate to go get it. You could get they were giving away lottery tickets to go get it. You could get an Uber ride for free, a lottery ticket, a Slurpee, and the Devil's Goo all for free. Isn't that nice? Courtesy of the United States taxpayer. It's just great. I mean, and then we all saw what happened to the people who got it. My mom had to have 2 stents. She had one heart attack and then another blockage. After that, a year later, so 2 stents, almost died. And there's some neighbors that did die. But it'll be fine. It's fine. There's 5 of them. 5 of them wasn't enough to work. Well, it came out 5 years before, 4 years. 4 years before the COVID was running strong in 2019. Pretty sure I had it in 2019. Almost positive. I had it in 2019. Almost every symptom. Like January. I lost my job because I was too sick to go to work. So, but yeah, the game. Yeah, you might want to watch this. This is a good video to watch on the origins of COVID. It's really good made. You probably my heart hurt when I first watched it. I mean, literally, like I had to watch it in segments, or my blood pressure might have went up so bad I would have had
Put the mask back on. I want to tell you a little something about
heart attack. I'll show you this to begin. Still make you mad that your own government tried to kill you and everybody on Earth.
A SARS-like virus now reached the United States.
It really came from a market that sold seafood and put the mask back on. I want to tell you a little something about trust.
It may be the most important thing you can have in this life.